In this English pronunciation tutorial, you're going to improve your English speech by learning what happens when one word ends in a consonant and then the next word begins with a vowel. This rule will immediately help you to speak better English, and it's essential to know it if you want to sound professional when you speak everyday English. I'm going to give you the rule, and then I'm going to give you 5 simple examples of this rule used in English speech so you can include it into your speech from day one and get the benefits out of it right from the start. If you feel like you can still improve your English speech, and that by doing so it'll help you to better your career and help you to enjoy a better quality of life, then subscribe and make sure to turn notifications on. Also join me on Instagram and LinkedIn, where I'm posting additional content on a regular basis. Let's get started with the lesson. This tutorial is an example of linking sounds in English. There are 3 possible combinations of linking sounds in English. You've got a word ending in a consonant and then the next word beginning with a vowel. You've got a word ending in a consonant and the next word beginning in a consonant, and you've got one word ending in a vowel with the next word beginning with a vowel. In this video, we're just going to focus on what happens when a word ends in a consonant and the next word begins with a vowel. A big thank you to Akane Hannah and Khalil Tumir for requesting this video on linking sounds. I hope you enjoy it. Let's dive in. So when the last sound of a word is a consonant and the first sound of the next word is a vowel, what happens is that last consonant of the first word is actually pronounced as the first sound in the next word. An important point to be aware of here is if the word ends with a written vowel, but that vowel isn't pronounced, then it's still the last consonant of that word. So for example, the word ate, as in I ate apples, the word ends with an E, but we don't pronounce that E. So using the rule, I would say I ate apples if I'm speaking quickly in English. I ate apples, okay? So the rule is this: the last consonant of the first word is pronounced as the first sound in the next word. What I'm going to do now is give you 5 examples of this rule at use in English speech. I want you to pause the video and practice each word with me so you can get comfortable with the rule, and then once you've watched the video you can keep practicing and really make it natural in your English speech. Okay? The first example is I ate apples. Now there I said the sentence really slowly to emphasize the words. If I had said it at a normal speed, I'd have said I ate apples. Can you hear that? I ate apples. I ate apples. I ate, the T in ate becomes tapples. Tapples. I ate apples. Okay? What did you eat? I ate apples. I'm going to give you the examples at native speed, and I'm also going to slow them right down. Now, when I've slowed it right down, it might sound a bit unnatural, but it's important for you to hear it slow so you can actually hear the rule in use, okay? The second example would be the 2 words went away. The first word ends in a T, went. The second word begins with the vowel sound the schwa sound. If you want a schwa sound tutorial, then click above. That's going to be a really useful tutorial for actually learning the schwa vowel sound. But here, went away. I'm now going to make it quicker and put the 2 words together. Went away. Went away. Went away. Can you hear? It's went away. Went away. So if you said to me, oh, what did you do at the weekend? I would say, I went away. I went away. I went away. Example 3. would be the words walked, around. So I walked in English, it's actually pronounced with a T sound at the end, walked. Can you hear that's a T and not a D? I walked. Putting them both together, walked, around. So the last sound of walked is T, and the first sound of around is again the schwa sound, around. Walked, around. Now putting them together, walked around. I walked around. I walked around. Now speeding it up a bit, walked around. Walked around. Walked around. Can you hear the t-round at the beginning and not walked around? So putting that into a sentence a bit quicker, we walked around together. 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 Example 4 is the two words reading about. Reading about. So at the end of the word reading, we have the sound ng. It's a nasal sound, it comes out your nose, and it's a consonant. These two almost blend into one word actually because of the nasal sound coming out of your nose, but the consonant is still tacked onto the beginning of the second word. Ngabout, ngabout, ngabout. Reading about, reading about, reading about. So I could say, what do you like reading about? And you could say, I love reading about English pronunciation. 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 Okay? And the last example, and this is a really, really useful example because we've got the sound in English, the schwa sound. So I'm going to say drunk drunk in the context of I drunk a bottle of water. I drunk a bottle of water. Okay? We use the schwa sound for the word in English. Okay? So I drunk a bottle of water. Putting it together, I drunk I drunk I drunk I drunk I drunk a bottle of water. I drunk a bottle of water. I drunk a bottle of water. What did you drink? I drank a bottle of water. Okay, so can you hear how the last consonant is becoming the first sound of the next word? It's an essential rule to get. It's quite easy. Now that you know the rule, you should be able to start hearing it in day-to-day conversations. Your homework for this lesson is to not only practice the examples I've given you here, but I want you to comment in the section below with at least one example that you're going to go out and practice using in the next few days. So think of an example in your head, consonant ending word 1, but tacking it onto the vowel sound of the second word. Comment it in below, and then I want you to practice using this combination in your day-to-day conversations in English over the next week, okay? It's a really, really, really essential tip to sound professional, and if you practice it, it's going to massively help the professionalism and quality of your English speech. All right, thumbs up if you've liked the video, subscribe if you really want to improve your English pronunciation and sound like a native. In the next video, you're going to learn exactly what happens when the last sound of word 1 is a vowel and the first sound of word 2 is also a vowel. So in this one, we've looked at consonant plus vowel. In the next one, we're going to look at vowel plus vowel. So again, another essential rule, essential to learn, and massive improvements once you've learned it. So thumbs up, share the video with someone that could benefit, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.